From Chris's Specialty Foods on Highland Road, across from Rufino's, welcome to the Monday edition Live at Lunch, 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge. Charles Sandegriff, Jimmy Odd, Jordan Kitchens back in the studio. Troy Macker with us on Mondays. Overcast and well, unseasonably warmer today. But
Muggy.
muggy is a
Muggy.
good muggy's a good word. But we are into Christmas week, so I hope a lot of you are off, kind of on a non-normal schedule today. So if you're free on a day when you ordinarily might not be, come by and see us here at Chris's
Uh-huh.
Specialty Foods. Do a great lunch. We got some goodies and stuff for the holiday and their holiday schedule. Get you some spirits as well, some select spirits right behind us. All kinds of fun stuff over
Yeah, a
here.
little, do a little, get a little cornbread dressing or little last minute things that you may have forgotten or you need to. I didn't do cornbread. Well, let me go get a green bean casserole. Get that. Get some meat so we throw on the grill. Whatever it is over here. Some of the cooking ingredients that everything from like a roux mix, an etouffee mix, or a barbecue shrimp seasoning type of kit. So we got it all for you over here at Chris's Specialty Foods. And keep in mind, though, of course, right around the corner for New Year's Day as well. And a lot of people like the black-eyed peas and cabbage for blue. We getting ready. Talked to Chef earlier today. We're doing a big batch soon on the black-eyed peas and the cabbage. So their cabbage over here at Chris's Specialty Foods is killer. It is killer. So, man, a lot of turduckens, all those orders, the orders have stopped. Our holiday hours, it's real easy. Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve close at noon, half a day. Close all day for Christmas Day and New Year's Day.
You see my shirt? My shirt,
Bandwagon Charlie.
bandwagon, yeah,
Bandwagon Charlie,
bandwagon
man.
Saints fan since 1970, whatever. The Saints winning yesterday, 29-6 over the Jets, move it to 5-10 on the season, and
One
now,
away from going over the win total.
yeah, and three straight wins to put in the Tyler Shuck, I hate to say era, but okay, 4 wins now in 6 starts, 2 winnable games on the road to finish this thing up. And for the first time, Jimmy, since Drew Brees retired, really, uh, I'm starting to see a clear path towards moving in the right direction, the light at the end of the tunnel, whatever metaphor you want to use. I feel better about the Saints today than I have probably at any point since Brees retired. And it starts with Shuck, who is, I think, just continuing to get better. I understand the Jets stink. Okay, I understand the Jets just fired their defensive coordinator, and it's a lost season for them. But what we've seen in the last few weeks from Tyler Shuck gives you, at least gives me, let me not speak for anybody else, gives me confidence that this is the guy that you're moving forward with. This is a quarterback you can build around. And when you take that out of the equation for having to go find one of these guys, okay, I just can't even tell you how big of a burden that takes off of the entire franchise. But it's not just Shuck, okay? As encouraged as I am by that, but some of these young players on defense, like Jonas Sanker had another really good game yesterday. Danny Stutzman is starting to play. Alante Taylor had another sack yesterday. He's the all-time Saints leader in sacks for a defensive back, even at this point in his career. Chase Young missed the first part of the season, but has 7 sacks in 10 games. Chris Olave has played every game this year. With the concerns over his concussions problems, that gives you a lot more information when you're trying to decide about a future contract for him. No, the running game is still not there. I mean, it seems like every running back that they've had has gotten hurt. They had to rely on Taysom Hill yesterday, and good for him if that's the last game he plays for the Saints in the Superdome. He's been unique. He's been fun to watch. And this is the same thing I would say if yesterday was the last game for Cam Jordan. I got some other things I want to talk about with him in a minute. But this draft class, we have butchered Mickey Loomis, and with good reason. Okay, everything since 17, boy, you had way more misses than hits. But this year, you got to say that Loomis crushed the draft, and his staff crushed it. We're going to beat them up when they do bad. You got to give them credit when they do good. Kelvin Banks has been rock solid at left tackle. They got a starting quarterback in the second round. They have three defensive starters that they got in the middle rounds. Maybe steal a late round running back in Devin Neal that can help you next year. No, this was really well done. And I don't know, Jimmy. I'm not telling you that they are Super Bowl contenders or playoff contenders or whatever. I just feel real good about where they're going right now with what they put on the field.
Um, Shuck, the last two games, thrown for 308 and 272. He threw for 282 in Charlotte against Carolina. Besides, that's two of the top three, passing production games. One TD, no interceptions the last two games. Um, the only thing is, Carolina and the Jets are two of the top five, bottom five defenses
Yeah.
in the league. But I mean, New England's playing a lot of bottom, weak defenses.
Yeah.
In May you got to start somewhere, and the Saints were a seller, so you'd like to have a guy like Shaheed as a weapon, and some of the limited weapons that you have. So it's more what he's done it with sort of this patchwork supporting cast. I don't
Yeah.
care who he's doing it against because his personnel he's got supporting cast isn't much to write home about as well.
It's
So
Olave and Hill and a bunch of backups.
yeah, it's and I mean and Hill's
Jawan Johnson too.
Hill's a
Jawan
gadget
Johnson
guy.
too.
Yeah, Johnson is
Johnson's playing really
yeah.
well.
Yeah, so but he's looking more and more comfortable
Yep.
with the start. He looks in command. You roll back the tape and we talked about it before about that Rams game. That was a tough spot for him.
Yeah.
A real tough spot, and it looked rough. It really did.
And even in that game, the remember the 2 minute drive for him? Just a little flash for you first. Okay, no, the game itself. Look, the Rams may be in the Super Bowl, but just a little flash for you first, even in that game.
Yeah. So I mean, he's Charlie. He's second choice for Offensive Rookie of the Year behind T Mac, Tor McMillan, the wide receiver out of Carolina, who Tampa Bay. Shame on you for no timeouts and under 20 seconds to go, and you let him get behind you from 20 yards out.
How do you do that?
Oh my
Especially
God!
especially after you were playing soft on the first
Single
part of the
coverage
drive.
over the top. Whereas you line four guys on the line on the goal line, and you make anyway. It was a big one. It was a big win for Carolina, and so McMillan is. That's the thing. It was a big win for Shuck. But I maintain, if some kind of way the Saints can go on the road and win these last two, he's going to win. Rookie of the Year.
What happened to
Offensive Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, what happened to Travion Henderson's odds? Where are they?
He's down to 13-1. He got hurt.
Got hurt last night. That's why I was asking.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So good for him. And whether he wins it or not, I feel good about him. I like.
There's a lot of other.
There's a lot of things to like about him.
I mean, Jackson Dart was the favorite at one time. How's he doing? I mean, they lost again.
They ran the ball the first 17 plays of yesterday's game. You trust your quarterback at all? 17 plays, Jimmy. That hasn't been done, and I can't. It's something like 8 years in the NFL. 17. How much respect for the defense do you have? I mean, I like Brian Flores too, as defensive coordinator for the Vikings, but you go 17 times, and it's not like you're gashing them for 8 yards a carry.
They had some key injuries. Okay, Scatterboo, Neighbors. Those are your best weapons, and you took them away. I get it, but it's not like the Saints have a killer supporting cast as well.
Yeah.
You want to talk about Cam Ward? I mean, he's got not a whole lot to work with. Okay, neither does Tyler Shuck, and he has helped his team win games that these guys could. Titans play the Jets. I mean, they could beat them too. So, I mean. Saints are 3-0 against two teams battling out for the division championship. So,
and I don't feel the need. Look, I like as high a draft choice as you can get, but most of that was centered around getting a quarterback. Well, they don't need a quarterback. They got a quarterback. So wherever they end up, they end up. I think there's something to. Max has talked about this a little bit on building a culture and building. Some good habits and getting people feeling good about that. Look, we felt as bad as anybody about this team.
People are reluctant to give me an opinion on more, and I'm trying to fish kind of like for compliments because it's always important to evaluate a first-year coach on how they improve over the course of the season. Man, you start out 2-10, you're 3-0. I mean, let's just stop there. I mean, your quarterback play is, I mean, they got their quarterback. I mean, I don't know how good he's going to be. I don't know where he's, but they got their quarterback.
They got the
And
quarterback and they got their left tackle. You know how hard it is to fill those two positions? I mean, that that that's a haul. Like I said, if you stopped right there,
right, right. Everything else is gravy.
yeah,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
to get those two things. Now I want to talk a minute about Cam Jordan, who had another sack and a half yesterday, 8.5 on the season, and this might be it. He's 36 years old. He could come back for another year. I'm not sure, but if that was it yesterday, his Hall of Fame candidacy is going to be something that we start talking about, and I think it's a real interesting place that he is on this list of all-time sack leaders. He has gone by in this season Dwight Freeney,
Ooh.
Derek Thomas, and Ricky Jackson, who are all Hall of Famers. He's now ahead of all of those.
Well, he's
Here's the
played more games, huh?
um. e- 14 seasons. Jackson played the same amount.
Okay, that's what I'm asking.
Freeney played the same amount. Thomas's career was shorter, but roughly the same amount of games. Here's the one that's going to really get you, though. If Cam Jordan can somehow manage to get 2.5 sacks in the last two games, he's going to tie a guy named Lawrence Taylor on the all-time list.
He's pretty good.
Yeah. So, people.
Those are things that they bring to the table in
Yeah.
your sponsor when they're at the Super Bowl site, and bring to the panel the guys who are that's just like we do on and try and present cases on the show and just all for fun. This is what they do, and when you if you can get to those guys, I mean, and also say he plays similar amount of games.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. I think people that really know the league respect him. I know that Otter Kaufman, who is a longtime sports writer who's on the committee out of Tampa Bay, he's in the division. I've heard him talk about
Hmm.
uh, Cam Jordan a lot, and he certainly respects him, and I think he'll bring that to the table as well. But the presenter will make the case, and that's a stop there. Stop there. I mean,
One
he
first
does.
team.
Does he have the signature plays and the big games?
He
You
wasn't
know.
on a Super Bowl team, which is okay. That's not
Well, I mean,
completely his fault, but okay. One All Pro first team, two All Pro second teams, 8 Pro Bowls, 130 career sacks puts him 17th on the all-time list. The counting numbers are there. The only three players that are retired that are ahead of him on the all-time sacks list that are not in the Hall of Fame are Leslie O'Neal, John Abraham, who are not going to make it, and Terrell Suggs, who didn't make it in his first year but will make it. So really two, and then Von Miller is still active. That's it. That's the whole list. I think he makes a very, very strong case with just the counting numbers and the play on the field. Now,
well, 2.5 sacks can be hard to do. You
okay,
know.
and maybe he plays next year. If he doesn't catch Taylor, if he finishes a sack behind Taylor or two
Right,
and a half
that's a
sacks
good. Yeah.
behind Taylor, just you're in the conversation with LT. That's enough. Then if you add the off the field stuff, is there a more pillar of the community than Cam Jordan? I mean, he has every Monday you see there's some film of this guy reading to kids at
Yeah. No. No.
elementary
It's
schools. I
it's
mean,
not. It's not just for show.
no, it's not.
It's not just photo ops.
Leadership, pillar of the community, counting numbers. If this was it for him yesterday, and he kind of did going off the field, I wouldn't say it's done, but there's a chance. I think he makes a strong case for the Hall of Fame. Maybe not at first ballot, but I think he makes a very strong
How many
case.
Saints in the Hall of Fame?
Oh gosh, if we're counting, you counting Jimmy Taylor and
No.
okay, then Willie Roaf, Ricky
Yes.
Jackson, Morton Anderson, Breeze is going in this year, and who am I forgetting? Um, Willie Roaf, Ricky Jackson, Morton Anderson, and
No
Breeze
Sam Mills. No Swilling.
Mills. No,
Okay.
no, they didn't get there.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's
All right. Three with a fourth. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's another.
It's a big deal.
We're here at Chris's Specialty Foods.
Yeah, man. Come on. Like we said, holiday shopping. You forgot something that we've stopped taking orders for turduckens and turkeys and things like that. But all the sides. Yes. Probably toward probably this time next week, we'll get you a new shipment into the cabbage and black eyed peas for your New Year's Eve cooking. Their cabbage is off the charts good over here at Chris's Specialty Foods. Don't forget, we've got the deli over here, great sandwiches and different dishes and A lot of it. Crawfish and corn soup is what Chef is sharing with us today. Boudin, all kinds of boudins, crawfish pies, meat pies, you name it over here at Chris's Specialty Foods. Our holiday hours, again, Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve, we open a half a day. That's going to be pickup day for a lot of the orders till noon and close both on Christmas Day and New Year's Day.
I'm sorry, Sam Mills did get in posthumously 3 years ago. I had forgotten about that. So, yes, he played the majority of his career with the Saints. Live at Chris's Specialty Foods, live at lunch, 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Baton Rouge, get ready for a fiesta of flavor. Whether you're craving sizzling fajitas, cheesy enchiladas, or the best margaritas in town, Las Palmas Mexican Grill and Rio Cantina Mexican Grill have you covered. Bring the family, bring your friends, and bring your appetite. From fresh guacamole to mouth-watering tacos that hit just right, it's not just a dinner, it's a celebration. So why wait? Tonight, make it Las Palmas or make it Rio Cantina, two local favorites serving up authentic Mexican taste right here in Baton Rouge. Las Palmas Mexican Grill and Rio Cantina Mexican Grill, where every night's a fiesta.
At Town Square Pizza, we take pride in serving Baton Rouge with fresh, delicious, piping hot, personalized pizza with unmatched speed. Whether you're a downtown worker, a family looking for convenience and value, or an out-of-towner staying at one of the nearby hotels, Town Square Pizza is the spot for you. Try a specialty pizza like the Spanish Town Supreme or custom build your own. Family packs, kids' meals, and salads are available as well. It's hip to be square at Town Square Pizza, downtown facing. What else? Town Square.
Go Automotive has a great selection of new cars. Chevy, GMC, Hummer, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. You rather a pre-owned vehicle? Using our resources, we'll help find you any vehicle that you're looking for. Our service department offers VIP service. You never have to come to the dealership. We'll pick up the vehicle at your home or office, drop off a loaner, service the vehicle, and return it when it's done. Mention my name, Jimmy Ott, for VIP pricing. The Chevy Tahoe I drive came from Go Automotive. That's Go Automotive in LaPlace and Plaquemine.
This is Charles Hanniger for Home Bank. If you're tired of the impersonal, one-size-fits-all style of banking, you deserve a bank that delivers exceptional service and personalized attention to your needs. That's the Home Bank standard. Since 1908, Home Bank has been a trusted financial partner for your businesses and families because they go the extra mile to help you reach your goals. See for yourself why Home Bank is good for business and good for life. Stop by any South Louisiana, Houston, or Natchez area location or find out more at home24bank.com. Home Bank, member FDIC.
If you're near the north side of campus, I need to remind you about a couple of longtime favorites. Highland Coffee's the original specialty coffee shop in Baton Rouge since the 1980s. My personal favorite, love getting my cappuccino from their friendly, knowledgeable staff, roasted right in the shop. Louis Cafe for breakfast and lunch 7 days a week. The Mitchell omelet, Cajun hash browns, Big Cheesy Lou, all served up in that famous open kitchen atmosphere. In Tigertown since 1941. A couple of great spots, Highland Coffee's and Louis Cafe, just outside the north gates of LSU. 1950, Phil's Oyster Bar started on Government Street. Then Gus Piazza took over in the 70s, and now his son Anthony is taking it to another level at the current location in South Downs. It's always been a Baton Rouge landmark. Seafood, oysters, po' boys, burgers, and more, all served up in an atmosphere full of sports nostalgia and tons of TVs to catch all the games. Seafood gumbo, crawfish cheesecake, or my favorite, the meatball quesadilla to start. Check out dinner and bar specials at philsoysterbar.com. You know we bleed purple and gold at Phil's Oyster Bar in the South Downs Shopping Center.
Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better. They even have a healthy low glycemic rice, a great option for diabetics and those who have high insulin resistance. Supreme Rice is proud to be part of the Climate Smart program, which promotes water conservation and reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more information and great recipes, find them online at supremerice.com.
Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports. And it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions. Just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net. Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny. Live from Chris's Specialty Foods on Highland Road.
Remember, you can always get the show on demand, 1045ESPN.com, LouisianaSports.net. Just double. Jimmy, kind of go in order here with the college football playoff. The first two games were a lot more compelling than the last two, obviously. But Alabama coming from 17 down on the road to beat Oklahoma. And we talked about this a little bit yesterday on Football Sunday. Oklahoma had a chance with just around 7 minutes, a little under 7 minutes to go in the first half. Alabama's playing 4th and 2, 10-yard line. There's a decision to be made there. Do I take some points if you're Kalen DeBoer and at least get me feeling good about myself after I'm, been pretty much handled here in the first, 25 minutes of this game or so, 20 minutes of this game, or do I go for it and once again puts the ball in the hands of his quarterback, trusting to make a big play. He makes the throw. Kid makes a couple people miss. They get in the end zone for the touchdown. And I thought that was Oklahoma's chance to really kind of seize control of that game. If they get a stop there, if Alabama gets no points, you got a 3-score lead, the ball, near the end of the first half, you're in control of everything at that point. But Alabama made the play.
I thought too that play and and this is part of what that has to be factored in. I mean, you're up 17. No, there's no reason to create a spark for your opponent and give them a 4th down stop. But when you're down, I mean, you gotta get some points and create a spark for your team. That and then the very next possession for Oklahoma, they went for it on 4th down near midfield, and Mateer escapes the pressure and puts it. Could have run for the first down, but the receiver was wide open downfield, and he throws it, and it goes right through his hands. So back to back, those two things, and then you want to throw in the next time they get the ball, they stop them, and the punter drops the ball.
Just a
and not
complete
drops the
unforced error.
snap,
Yeah.
not drops a 15-yard snap, drops it going from about a foot from his hands to his feet.
Absolute gift.
I mean,
Absolute
tell me when
gift.
you see that. I've seen punters, take their eye off the snap and miss that. I mean, that's way more common than would happen there. So bam, 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 and they're tied at. Oh, and by the way, the pick 6.
Yeah.
So I mean, it was unbelievable just the series of things that happened, and then Alabama. It was also like Oklahoma used a lot up of their punching power early. In a boxing match when Tyson's the epitome of this, but he'd throw, man, he's knocked out so many guys in the first 2 rounds. But if you could weather that storm and then get past that spot, you're going to have the advantage. And the classic displacement game with LSU and Tennessee, where they're destroying Tennessee, and then at the end of the game, Tennessee just their legs are dead. They're just spent. LSU is spent. They didn't have any juice left because it was so hyped to finally get on that field. The atmosphere was unbelievable at Oklahoma, and it kind of used up a little bit too much of that juice early on. You only have so much emotional fuel in the tank. And the other thing is this was a role reversal of the game played earlier in Tuscaloosa, where, I mean, that's just the team that controlled the box score lost the game, and the big plays went against them, the pick 6 and some others, and that's what happened here. And I don't think I've ever gotten so many texts or messages and things like this about a damn kicker for another team that I did when Sendell missed 2 field goals. There's your boy. He only had the best season in the history of college football for a place kicker. He's like 15 out of 60, 60 to 61, 7 for 7 from 50. Yes, I hyped him up. I mean, and he misses 2. Now, the other thing, if it's on Sunday, it goes straight over the upright, it's good. The rule in college is different. There can't be any, the upright extended can't be any of the ball that's such. It's got to be the whole ball inside the upright.
No.
It wasn't. And then 50 yards, talked to my contact at the game, says his width was in his face. He's short on a field goal where he was 7 for 7 for the year. Woefully short.
Yeah.
When was that his back? Huh? sometimes the big stage, sometimes this, and it's the beauty and also the agonizing part of, sports. We see it at lower levels, but college ball, Charlie, this has been our theme all year. We don't know who's showing up this particular game. We don't know who's going to perform. One thing that has performed, and the constant has DeBoer been aggressive? Has DeBoer has he been really good and really successful?
Decisive.
Decisive, but Missouri multiple fourth downs, Auburn fourth down when a field goal gives you the lead, very unorthodox. And every time he's putting it in Simpson's hands, and I think the guy's good, man. We got to remind ourselves with Simpson, it's his first year full starter. How many clutch plays has he made compared to other first year starters?
Well, I can think.
How many has Arch Manning made?
I can think.
He's going to be the first pick this year or next year. We know he's coming out next year.
The one in the Auburn game on the fourth down, and then this one on the fourth down, and it was just one of a series of plays. And Jimmy, he has two. In these,
they have no game.
They have no running game at all.
Yeah.
Negative yards in the SEC championship game. They come back with a whopping 28, and essentially that was all on one run. Hill made one run of about 30 yards, and that was it. Everything else was either stoned at the line or negative rushing. So I don't know how long he can keep that up, but I certainly give him a lot of credit for what he's done so far to get him to this stage, because they're not as physical as Alabama's teams have been in the past.
No. They're a little bit more finesse. They're a little bit more modern age, but they are not as physical as and not close to Saban's teams.
So
no.
Simpson is essentially saving them at this
Yes.
point. And as far as Sandell, all I can tell you is it is that pressure. It's not kicks he's not capable of making. I stumbled upon maybe my favorite 30 for 30 the other day, the one about North Carolina State surviving advance. And I watched about 10 minutes of it. It was the 10 minutes where they were playing Pepperdine in the first round, and they had to foul this guy twice. He was about an 86% free throw shooter or something to put the game away for Pepperdine, and this miracle run for North Carolina State never gets off the ground. And he missed. He missed twice.
Right.
No,
sometimes
they're, even the best.
They're free throws and they're pressure free throws. There are kicks and there are pressure kicks. There's putts and there are pressure putts. And because you're supposed to make them the majority of the time. And so when you miss one, then will it throw you off?
Yeah.
When you come in as a closer, you're supposed to get 3 outs without the other team scoring. When you blow a save, how do you respond from that? And it is very mental. Extremely mental, and it's funny how all those things. I mean, like how short we. I was like, oh wait, he drilled this one. It's right down. Oh, we felt like 8 yards short.
Yeah.
Wait, this isn't junior high.
I was
the best kicker we've ever seen.
I was as surprised as anybody. Now this is we got a lot of time to talk about this part of it, but Alabama right now, this line against Indiana is now 6.5. Was 7 yesterday. I don't know if it opened at 7 or if it just got to 7, but it is under a touchdown now. That game will be at the Rose Bowl on New Year's Day. Indiana, the number 1 seed in this thing, but that is now under a touchdown. So,
Bama's in trouble. This is a different deal. They're not yes. One of the most storied programs in college football against the team that started the most losingest program in college football history is not as physical at the line of scrimmage. And they're not. And they're not close. I like Simpson a lot. I like Mendoza. But, blocking and tackling and running the ball and stopping the run, Indiana is clearly better. I think Alabama's in a lot of trouble.
I think so too. And doesn't it sound weird to say out loud? If Alabama can upset Indiana, we're talking about basketball? No. We're talking about in the Rose Bowl, in the playoffs. Can Alabama upset Indiana?
Will they handle being in the I'm not sure that you got Ohio State's A game in the Big Ten championship game. They had 4 years in a row they lost to Michigan. That was a big win for them. And then they go back. Where are we playing? We're in. Seeding? Who cares? What was our seed last year? I mean, so where is their motivation? Oh, Big Ten. How many Big Ten championships have we won? Big deal. I don't think you got everything emotionally from them. So a little bit of fool's goal from Indiana, just a little bit. That's why I liked Indiana. And they won, okay? But it was a tough fought. But I'm just not sure you got to. I mean, and Indiana would have to kind of throw up on themselves a little bit. They would have to not handle the stage. They've never won a playoff game. They played one last year, and they lost.
Right.
Okay, with all the bouquets that they get, and now you're in a spot where you're supposed to win. I mean, just I don't know. I don't know. That's the only. They would have to lose. They would have to have these uncharacteristic play, and Mendoza's missing plays or pre-snap penalties and blown assignments in the secondary. They would have to beat themselves, is what I'm trying to say.
And because I agree with you about the Ohio State part of this, thing is, Indiana's answered the bell in the other big games. They went to Oregon and won. They went to Iowa and won. Illinois was a top 10 team when they blew them completely off the field. And then if you want to count the Penn State game, I know Penn State had a lousy season at that point, but they had to put together that drive. He had to make that throw. So they've answered the bell every time. They'll have to do it again.
Yeah, I'm trying to look at the kind of the crazy games. South Carolina, Auburn, Oklahoma for Alabama. They are 6 or 7 in fourth down. And then if you want to throw in a 2-point conversion in there at South Carolina, tied 7 for 8. So it's they've had a high in the one thing is in common. He's dropping back to pass every time.
Yeah.
He ain't handing the ball off.
How long is that sustainable?
No, it's I think it's a strength by this point. But they have to be in position. And if Indiana doesn't put them away and they allow them, oh wait, we got to come up with a fourth down stop.
Hanging around. Don't let him hang around.
Because I can't. I think. And what is Ryan? What is going on with him? He's got more drops than anybody in the country.
I'm
puzzling, huh?
Shocked because I thought that kid was a bona fide superstar.
He is.
And hadn't played like it.
Right.
Played like it.
Right. You usually don't go backwards. After the toughest.
Sophomore slump every now and then, but not to this extent.
Sometimes he's with no doubt about it. The stars of today's games have more distractions than in previous years.
They've been told and paid like they're already made it.
Don't forget our friends at Legacy Title, Chad Reynolds and Legacy Title for all of your real estate closings. 296-0060, full service title company, servicing all of South Louisiana. Ashley Donald, Adrian Galata, Michael Platt, Marion Haynes, Natalie and Bradford Smith. Our great team at Legacy Title wants to wish you and yours a very Merry Christmas, Happy New Year from our friends at Legacy Title, Chad Reynolds, 296-0060.
Live at Chris's Specialty Foods, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch. The Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny Restaurant Club. Sammy's Grill on Highland Road. A hometown favorite for tailgating and watching LSU games since 1988. Snow Seafood and Steak for over 50 years on Airline, Highway, and Highway 74 in Gonzales. Dozy Place for hand-cut steaks on Government Street and Mid-City. Louis Cafe, a Baton Rouge landmark since 1941. Just outside the north gates of LSU. Fin Bomb, sushi, burrito, poke, ramen at Burbank and Lee.
This is Charles Hanniger for Total Maintenance. For AC and heating, generators, electricity, plumbing, and more, Total Maintenance is your one-stop sales and service shop for all these needs. One of South Louisiana's oldest and largest AC and heating companies. Since 1980, their slogan has been service today, every day, so no one ever has to go to sleep hot. They're an authorized dealer for Carrier, American Standard, Daikin, and Rheem AC units, for Generac and Cummings generators as well. And now, for all of your electrical and plumbing needs, in Baton Rouge, call 480-1000. In New Orleans, 841-3300. Service today, every day. Total Maintenance.
This hour of Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny is brought to you by Dana Brown at the law offices of O.C. Brown, 343-1111, and ocbrown.com. Roto-Rooter for all your plumbing needs, 925-8710. Supreme Rice, grown, milled, processed in Louisiana since 1936. United Community Bank, the local way to bank big. Tex Morris at Edward Jones Investments on Jefferson Highway, 928-8659. Total Maintenance, your one-stop shop for AC, electrical, generators, and plumbing. Service today, every day for Total Maintenance and Coastal Capital Advisors. Markets evolve. We adapt.
This is Buzzy Hydell for the Morris Insurance Group. Outdoorsmen in the state might be having a tough time right now finding policies to fit on the properties they love. If you've got a hunting camp, a boat, or an RV that has been difficult to insure, we want you to look again. For owners or renters, the Morris Insurance Group can help you all the way to the duck camp or the fishing boat. We also have policies on coastal properties, including flood insurance to let owners protect themselves in the event of damage. For your camps, boats and trailers, four-wheelers, ATVs, and tractors, get a quote today at morris-ig.com or call 225-201-0007.
Now, everybody's been to Louis Cafe by campus. Heck, it's been around since over 80 years now. We're still doing delicious omelets like the Mitchell, cheesy grits, Big Cheesy Lou, and those Louis Original Cajun hash browns. We now offer a pickup window. Just call in your order at 346-8221. Give us 15 or 20 minutes, and we'll have it ready for you. Our hours are now 6:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m., 7 days a week. So next time you visit campus, make it a point to stop by and visit an old friend. Louis Cafe, just outside the north gates of LSU.
This is Charles Hanniger for Coastal Capital Advisors, your full-service financial planners. When it comes to retirement, there are no two situations alike. So Coastal Capital Advisors will work with you, your business partners, your legal team, and tax professionals to make sure those goals are achieved. Coastal Capital Advisors will work for you. I know, because they work for me. For more information, contact Philip Fontenot and his great staff at 337-981-1376 or online at coastalcapitaladv.com. Advisory services provided by New Age Advisors, LLC, doing business as Coastal Capital Advisors as a registered investment advisor. Securities offered through New Edge Securities, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC.
Get the 1045 ESPN Baton Rouge mobile app powered by Bayou Ford and tap the microphone icon to send us your thoughts in an audio message. Your message could be played on air. Find our app in the Apple or Google Play Store. For direct links, visit 1045ESPN.com. Tigers, Saints, Southeastern Conference. All in one place. LouisianaSports.net. No paywalls, no article limits. It's just the coverage the Louisiana sports fans want. Bookmark it today. LouisianaSports.net. Outdoors with Don Dubuque. Saturday mornings at 5 on 1045 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
Try good.
Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny. Live from Chris's Specialty Foods on Highland Road. Jimmy, Charlie, and Troy. Three best buddies sitting around talking sports bets. Let's welcome in Troy Macker from Bet Rivers.
Troy, as we're talking about recapping the opening week in the on-site college football games, I mean, we're putting out picks. We put out 5 picks every Friday, doing picks on podcasts. And I would say, maybe less than 5% I would look at beyond the side in total. And the great thing about the mobile sites today is the extensive menus. And because Oregon got off to such a horrendous start in their last playoff game last year against Ohio State, fell behind 35-0, because there is no more committee. The committee's work is done now, as far as they don't have to impress a committee and just pour it on at the end. They may call off the dogs. Was a little bit of a concern. I went with the first half minus 10.5 on Oregon, won by more than 2 touchdowns, and sure enough, James Madison took it 99 yards at the end to backdoor it. And so some of those options could kind of come into play, which I know a lot of the bettors like. How popular are those with the sites like Bet Rivers?
They're incredibly popular. It's why, when I give kind of the wins and losses for the weekend, and, we may know what the line ended or closed at, but then, we come back and say, hey, this side actually, lost money. And they're like, how's that possible? It's because, we take a lot of large bets at alternate odds or alternate spread prices. And not just props, but you can pick your price. Certainly the odds are going to change. The prices will change, but, the spread or the total is set by the book at, minus 112 or whatever the vig is, and you have the ability to change it. And I really like it. And I am in the same camp as you because I'm an unders better. I like unders. I don't know why. I think it's because I'm contrarian. But I've been watching a lot of Texas A&M this year, and that line was like 51.5. And Texas A&M plays in nothing but slog, in my opinion. I know Miami's got some volatility on offense. Obviously, Tony is one of the best wide receivers in the country. Best can sling it. But I saw this game just being 10 points less than 51.5. I teased it down to 47.5, got plus money, and that thing was never close. I had maybe a little bit warm in the fourth quarter, but nothing more than room temperature warm. There was not a bead of sweat. What was it? It was 0-0 midway through the third quarter. So, I could have teased it down 10 more points and gotten it 3-1 and still would have hit. So I love doing that because sometimes, you handicap in your brain, and then you see the line. You're like, dang it, I was off by 2 points. You can buy those 2 points, and I like doing that.
Well, it's something I had a little success with as well. It's easy to say when you do it, and you can look back and remember your winners and
Right.
not so much your losers. I get that. We try to be fair and tell you the ones we missed as well. Hey, I'll give you one. Well, maybe that should be a policy. Let me tell you one live bet that I missed on before I tell you one I hit on. And I took Oklahoma minus 7.5 when they were up 10-0. I'm like, I watched the line of scrimmage. They were killing Alabama, killing them up front. I mean, it took Alabama 4 possessions to get a first down. 4 possessions to get a first down. So, I mean, just crushing them early. But that same game and the live, and I don't know how anybody bets NBA before you actually see the guys who actually go on the court and start the game. But the wind, and Max is really good on the weather, but sometimes it translates, sometimes it doesn't. If you're watching the Miami-Texas A&M game on Saturday morning, I'm sorry, that wind was a major factor. And anybody will tell you, they talk about the snow, they talk about the rain, they talk about the cold. Nothing affects the passing game more than the wind. And that wind was real, Charlie.
If that punter had dropped the ball, I would have actually understood it. You remember Sean Landeta whiffed on that punt in the NFC Championship game?
Yeah, against
so
the Bears.
If the first field goal that Miami tried was the biggest indicator to me, because that thing is dead on at the 20-yard line, and it takes a hard right.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, the kid hit it properly, and the wind just absolutely took it.
That was the last one he kicked properly. So anyway, he had a rough day.
Yes,
so,
he did.
But yeah, Troy. So and it went from 48.5 at closing line to 47.5 after a possession where I could see, man, I gotta get on this. So yeah, they and you know what? Maybe Troy's the wrong guy. He's more of a college basketball guy. But Charlie, the level of entertainment for such a low-scoring game was pretty damn tough. There's some good athletes on the field.
Enjoyed the game. 6 drives for each team ended on the other side of the 50. So this wasn't just a punt fest. There were some plays in this game, even if there wasn't a lot of scoring.
All right, now don't be a college football Grinch, Troy. I mean, it's spirit of the holiday season.
No. I can't emphasize enough. I love college football, and I love not having. I'm from Maryland. I hate the University of Maryland. I love college football not having a team because I can just watch the games, and I love. Not every great game is 40 to 38 or like that Seahawks Rams game, and that was a fun game. It wasn't like world-class college football, but it was fun, entertaining. If we're talking, to give both sides, I'll give you one in college basketball. On the episode of The 10 that Greg Waddell and Doug Kazir and I recorded on Friday, we handicapped some weekend games, and one of them on college basketball was Gonzaga-Oregon. Oregon's not been very good this year. Gonzaga's been excellent, aside from getting blown out by Michigan State. We predicted this game would be about Gonzaga 14.5, and we were all on Gonzaga to cover. The line opens on Sunday morning. It's Gonzaga 11.5, and I hammered it. Hammered Gonzaga 11.5. They are at least a dozen points better than Oregon. Gonzaga won by 9. And I'm kicking myself because I couldn't have been more confident. And, there's some funky business at the end of the game. But, for every really smart play you have that wins, there are ones that you're super confident in that, college kids at the end of the game play with their food, and you end up losing.
There were some good basketball games in college yesterday. That went kind of got a little bit kind of under the radar because you had the NFL a full schedule there. But I mean, NC State came out and how about the teams that NC State has played? My goodness, man!
Yep.
Alabama, Auburn, Kansas. Just Ole Miss. Ole Miss is a big disappointment. I mean, Chris Beard. He was supposed to have a better roster. He's got his best big man from last year. Vanderbilt bounces back from a shaky performance at Memphis and destroys Wake Forest. This is not the same Wake Forest team now that has gotten blown out by Vanderbilt and Oklahoma at home that should have beat Michigan when they lost in double overtime in Ann Arbor and only lost to Texas Tech on the road by 1 point. So, but Vandy, who's the best team in the SEC, Troy, you think so far in college hoops?
Oh man, I'm gonna say Arkansas.
Okay, they got a shot.
They have the best wins, I think. I'm not super sold on them as a national championship competitor. I think they're one of the 10, 15 best teams in the country, but they have really impressive wins. And I'm usually the Calipari thing is they struggle early in the season. They play a really good non-conference schedule, and he gets his guys better as the season goes on. But this year, they've been very good against high-quality opponents early on.
They were good against Houston on Saturday. Houston was just a little bit better, but they were in no way
Right.
outclassed in that game.
Yeah.
And they scored 80 points against Houston, which never happened.
Yeah, shot almost 50% from the floor doing it too, Troy. I got a chance to watch a good bit of that game. I didn't think Houston was better, but they weren't a lot better. I didn't think.
Yeah. Troy, what about these crazy games, huh? We just keep getting them, huh? And we talked to you on Friday about the Rams and Seattle game and so many seeding implications. I mean, Rams go from controlling the number one overall seed to bye to, they're down the line, and then we get another one on Saturday night with Chicago and Green Bay. I mean, 0.5% chance, a half of a percent chance, the probability for Chicago they get that onside kick. Wow. I mean, fourth down, touchdown to tie it on Williams, buying time, and then the receiver barely gathering it in. I mean, just a wild scene at Soldier Field.
Yeah, what an amazing catch by DJ Moore. Great pass by.
Oh,
Williams,
the game winner in overtime. Yes, yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. I was surprised that I wasn't able to find a lot of long odds winners on the Bears live money line, and I think that's because I only have the ability to look at bets that were placed. So usually someone's taking a flyer at $1 or something, but I didn't see anything over 25 to 1. Now that's still really long. I mentioned on Friday that I believe the longest live play on Seattle when they were down 16 in the fourth quarter against the Rams was 33 to 1. It might have gotten longer than 25, but we took no bets at anything longer than 25 to 1, which is still crazy. We took several $500 bets at 14 to 1 live on the Bears. That'll win $7,000 there. So and it's also crazy. Then we also have that Lions Steelers ending, and that impacted what I think the Bears and the 49ers clinched playoff spots with that loss. And the Bears were, the Lions were, very popular play, fourth most wagered on, or fourth largest ticket volume of any play this weekend was to win, and so that was a loss. Your fourth strongest spread play, and they were somewhere between 5 and 7. So that touchdown would have been huge.
The Bears' schedule this year, Charlie: the Raiders game, the Washington game, Cincinnati, Giants, Pittsburgh, and Packers game. All wins, all trailing in the fourth quarter.
Which is the first time a team has done it that many times in, I want to say, a dozen years. That many.
So how much is the coach, Troy, real quick before we let you go, how much is the coach and how much is – no, they're lucky. Well, I know it's a combination of the two, but what's your thoughts?
I think coaching has a lot to do with it. I mean, if you look at Coach of the Year projections, like, who are you putting above Johnson? Vrabel, obviously. Maybe one other person. McDonald, maybe.
Yeah.
But, right now he's had one of the 3 most impressive performances. He's an offensive innovator, but I've been super impressed with their defense and the defense's ability to make plays and get the ball back to the offense, which has been super important. And Caleb Williams is a very high ceiling, is not always super consistent, but it's also just, as a Commanders fan, this reminds me a lot of last year. Just close games. Their star quarterback, who's from that same draft class, has made a huge step up. Their wide receivers seem to catch everything. Their tight ends seem to catch everything, and they win games late. And they have a dynamic offensive play caller. And this is a Bears organization that can crumble very, very quickly in the face of adversity. Not just the team week to week, but like the organization and how the fans feel about it. And so for them to be winning close games late, I started backing them as they were underdogs in a lot of their games 4 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And they've been covering and winning. So I'm not a Bears fan, but been super impressed with the Bears the last 6 weeks.
We appreciate it, Troy. Off on Friday. We will talk to you next Monday if you can fit it into this holiday season. Merry Christmas to you and your family, man. Be a good Santa Claus to those little ones now, man. I mean, come on, spread the wealth, baby.
If I've forgotten any gift I'd be stunned because we haven't practiced in our basement. So there's no way I'm losing.
Merry Christmas, Troy. We'll talk to you next week.
You too, guys. Have a good one.
Live at Chris's Specialty Food, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
The Pierrepont Store, and now the Thibodeau Store, your local experts in construction supplies. You know they can handle your contractor supplies for all jobs, big and small. The extensive selection of plumbing, electrical, and hardware supplies are endless, and they can even deliver it to your job site. If you need lumber, no problem. Available for pickup and delivery from Pierrepont. Top-notch tools and expert advice, it's local service. From the Thibodeau Store, 900 St. Patrick Highway in Thibodeau, and online at thibodeaustore.com.
Attention vehicle owners. Before you trade your transportation, let K&M Automotive give your vehicle a new lease on life with a remanufactured product from Jasper Engines and Transmissions. A Jasper remanufactured engine, transmission, or differential will extend your vehicle's life, giving you the extra cash to do the things you really enjoy. And Jasper offers a 3-year, 100,000-mile nationwide parts and labor warranty. K&M Automotive, 636-2875. That's K&M Automotive, Siegen near Perkins. Workbox can handle all of your movable storage needs, commercial and residential. Our shipping containers come in various sizes, 8x8, 8x10, 8x20, or even 8x40 feet. Not just one size. These units can be customized for any use. Custom lunchrooms, offices, work sites for plumbers or welders, dual purpose, part office, part storage, climate control, shelving, lighting, using different materials, whatever you need. Give my buddy Martin Padiel at Workbox a call at 343-4886, 343-4886, and workboxllc.com.
Have you been arrested or even issued a traffic ticket? Everyone makes mistakes. Hi, I'm Dana Brown from the law offices of O.C. Brown. If you find yourself in an unfortunate situation with the law, call us today, and we can help you resolve your problem, whether it's just a traffic matter or something more serious. No criminal matter is too big or too small for us to aggressively and effectively represent you. Before making any decisions, call us at 225-343-1111 for your free consultation. You can also visit us at ocbrown.com. The law offices of O.C. Brown, your law firm for a lifetime.
By now, you know that we do our show every other Tuesday at the Crowntown Room at Dozy Place. The Crowntown Room is ideal for larger groups, or if you just want to watch the game on one of our 3 large TVs. The tamales are the most popular appetizer, but don't forget the seared tuna with a sriracha glaze. For the perfect blend of sweet and spicy, you can't go wrong also with the flash-fried oysters or the shrimp. The porterhouse is the perfect steak to share. Strip on one side, filet on the other, prepared at different temps if you like, bone in to maximize flavor. Dozy Place on Government Street, just off Acadian in the heart of Mid-City.
This is Charles Hanniger for Home Bank. If you're tired of the impersonal, one-size-fits-all style of banking, you deserve a bank that delivers exceptional service and personalized attention to your needs. That's the Home Bank standard. Since 1908, Home Bank has been a trusted financial partner for your businesses and families because they go the extra mile to help you reach your goals. See for yourself why Home Bank is good for business and good for life. Stop by any South Louisiana, Houston, or Natchez area location or find out more at home24bank.com. Home Bank, member FDIC.
Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports. And it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions. Just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net.
ALS is a progressive and neurodegenerative disease, and we need your help to find a cure. The mission of the ALS Association, Louisiana, Mississippi chapter, is to discover treatments and a cure for ALS, and to serve, advocate for, and empower people affected by ALS to live their lives to the fullest. Whether you are newly diagnosed, a military veteran, a caregiver, or someone looking to learn more about how to navigate living with ALS, they can help. Visit als.org to learn more. That's als.org.
Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny. Live from Chris's Specialty Foods on Highland Road.
It is official now. What we thought would happen earlier this fall is now official. Notre Dame and USC have put their game on the shelf. Notre Dame scheduled a home-and-home with BYU. That's going to replace the series with USC. Now, these were, two of the teams that got left out of the playoff, Notre Dame, BYU. I get it, but we've been worried, Jimmy, about some of these better non-conference games gone by the wayside. I don't know if this is because of the playoff. This was sort of in motion before that, but it's official now. That game's they're talking about redoing it later on, but at least for the next couple of years, it's gone.
Tradition takes a back seat, man, to the evolution of college football. It's a shame. There's some of the more memorable games ever. I mean, one of the games, Anthony Davis game, when Notre Dame's winning 24-0 and gets beat 55-24. When number 1 versus number 2, when Rodney Peete and Troy Aikman were going at it. Tony Rice, they upset USC as number 1 on their way to their national champion. It's a great rivalry. It kind of sucks.
Hour number 2, straight ahead at Chris's Specialty Foods, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Caesars Sportsbook is the only sportsbook app with Caesars Rewards. Bet on gridiron action and earn perks in every game like hotel stays, bonus bets, game tickets, and more. Download the app using promo code RADIO20X and place your first bet of $1 or more for a chance to double your winnings on your next 20 bets. Open to new users in Louisiana who are 21 or older. Licensed through Horseshoe Bossier City and Caesars New Orleans. Max bet of $25 for boosted winnings. Max additional winnings, $2,500 per bet. Profit boost tokens expire 14 days after receipt. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better. They even have a healthy low glycemic rice, a great option for diabetics and those who have high insulin resistance. Supreme Rice is proud to be part of the Climate Smart program, which promotes water conservation and reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more information and great recipes, find them online at supremerice.com. This is Charles Hanniger for Coastal Capital Advisors, your full-service financial planners. When it comes to retirement, there are no two situations alike. So Coastal Capital Advisors will work with you, your business partners, your legal team, and tax professionals to make sure those goals are achieved. Coastal Capital Advisors will work for you. I know, because they work for me. For more information, contact Philip Fontenot and his great staff at 337-981-1376 or online at coastalcapitaladv.com. Advisory services provided by New Age Advisors, LLC, doing business as Coastal Capital Advisors as a registered investment advisor. Securities offered through New Edge Securities, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC.
Go Automotive has a great selection of new cars. Chevy, GMC, Hummer, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. You rather a pre-owned vehicle? Using our resources, we'll help find you any vehicle that you're looking for. Our service department offers VIP service. You never have to come to the dealership. We'll pick up the vehicle at your home or office, drop off a loaner, service the vehicle, and return it when it's done. Mention my name, Jimmy Ott, for VIP pricing. The Chevy Tahoe I drive came from Go Automotive. That's Go Automotive in LaPlace and Plaquemine.
When it comes to celebrating life, there's no better place than Ruffino's. With locations in Baton Rouge and Lafayette, Ruffino's is a steak, seafood, and Italian-inspired restaurant that focuses on the celebration of life, regardless of the occasion. Whether it's the food they serve or the service they provide, their goal is to ensure a remarkable experience for their guests that is always remembered. To view our menu, visit ruffinosrestaurant.com. Ruffino's, where Louisiana comes to celebrate life.
This is Charles Hanniger for Total Maintenance. For AC and heating, generators, electricity, plumbing, and more, Total Maintenance is your one-stop sales and service shop for all these needs. One of South Louisiana's oldest and largest AC and heating companies. Since 1980, their slogan has been service today, every day, so no one ever has to go to sleep hot. An authorized dealer for Carrier, American Standard, Daikin, and Rheem AC units, for Generac and Cummings generators as well. And now, for all of your electrical and plumbing needs, in Baton Rouge, call 480-1000. In New Orleans, 841-3300. Service today, every day. Total Maintenance.
Running a business can be difficult enough without the right relationship with your bank. With United Community Bank's local business bankers, you're not just a number, you're a partner. Contact Heath Meir, Nicole Glover, Hunter Creed, David Campbell, or David Henry to discuss how we can help your business today. United Community Bank, the local way to bank big. Locations from Baton Rouge to Golden Meadow. We've been serving the people of Southern Louisiana for over 60 years. United Community Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Louisiana's big weather can mean big damage to your roof. Our team offers free inspections and guarantees your satisfaction. Call 756-8603 or visit riceandroofing.com.
Just to be on the safe side. Insurance companies have teams of professionals to fight your claim. If you want to know what your case is really worth, I'm Spencer Callahan. I'd like to help.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
LA filing number 16-7970.
WNXX Jackson, KNXX Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers. LA 21 12681. Offices in Baton Rouge. Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny. Live from Chris's Specialty Foods on Highland Road.
And return here at Christmas. Everybody's getting ready for Christmas, man. We see these guys loading up the trucks, man.
My man had his pickup truck, and you could tell, and it's cool sitting right here in the front watching some of these trucks come and go, and they're loading up to take some of the things that are available here at Chris's Specialty Foods and bringing them to out of town folks, out of state folks, and this guy was on his way to Texas, and he had 5 Yetis, and everyone was getting a stuffed chicken. He put boom, boom, boom. Then everybody got a gumbo. Then everybody got some the different sides that he was doing, some steaks. I mean, he had a little bit of some soups that they were doing. So everybody got a little South Louisiana kind of ice chest full. So and we can ship as well. So yeah, if you're driving, if you're going out of town, man, load up over here because all this stuff is easy to heat up. There's no people get overwhelmed with all the South Louisiana recipes and things like that. They just don't know how to cook and they don't grow up here and stuff like that. But anybody can take these heating instructions and enjoy some South Louisiana cuisine for the holidays. So it was cool, man. He's loading up and heading to Texas with a bunch of goodies here from Chris's Specialty Foods.
So I hit a middle this weekend. You ready for the middle that I hit? I finally got one right on a middle. I said last week, Ole Miss will beat Tulane by more than the spread, but by less than they beat them the first time. I got in there by 4 points.
Okay.
They win the first game 45-10. They win the second game 41-10. You asked me yesterday,
and I said the first game it was worse than a score because this game was more competitive, and it was. It was more competitive. Tulane moved the ball.
They did, and the turnovers. Reslov couldn't have possibly played any worse than he did the first game. So he played better here, but he still turned the ball over 3 times. You asked me yesterday. I gave my answer. Did you notice a difference in the Ole Miss offense without Lane Kiffin there? I said, well, it's kind of a hard case to make. When they put up 41 points and nearly 500
yes. I thought it was a little clunky.
Okay, so tell me, 500 yards, 41 points as opposed to 45 points the first time, but not as
just not as clean, not as smooth. And I mean, now they were dominating up front. I mean, Charlie, there's a lot of me and you could have run through some of those holes.
Five straight plays for 25 yards to open a game.
Yeah, is that what it was?
I think it was either 20 or 25 yards.
I think it was 20.
Yeah,
but
5 straight through 2 drives.
But, I mean, a lot of Renner wins aren't like this. And Ole Miss
this looked like a September game, right? Where the home team, the big favorite, they're working some kinks out in the first, but Tulane stayed that way. Ole Miss got it going in the second half.
No. Both of the playoff games, Saturday afternoon and Saturday evening, that featured group of 5 opponents did.
Yeah.
They did. And I'll maintain, I think Summerall did a great job because this team was not as good as he had last year. This team was not as good as the one that beat USC, which is 1 win away from being in a 14 playoff, in that their Heisman Trophy winner did play in that game in the Cotton Bowl in Willie Fridge's last game. So it's just I thought they were sky high. The place was on fire. A little confused about the whole Santa hat thing. It's like, wait, you need a gimmick to get people in the stands? I just didn't get that. But they were ready to play. But just the clean execution and these guys wide open, that we see under Kiffin. Yeah, you can look at the final box score and say, I get business as usual. No, I don't think so. And when they're tested more against a team like Georgia, and not that when Kiffin was on the sideline when he lost to Georgia, they beat him too, but 5 straight scoring drives and then 3 and out, 4 and out to end the game. The obvious thing was Georgia adjusting, but Tulane was Hey, look, I got them all right. As far as these playoff games, it's what I expected. I expected Ole Miss to be on fire. I expected that place, and that was a hornet's nest that Tulane came into. But I thought it was more the guys up front just dominating. But defensively, Tulane got a little push when they had the ball. They just didn't finish drives. How many snaps did they take in Ole Miss territory?
I don't know, but the touchdown was well after the issue had been decided.
But the first game they scored in the last minute.
I think these teams could play 50 times, and Tulane would have to have a dozen breaks to win one of those games.
In Vaught Hemingway.
Yeah,
maybe,
right,
maybe,
right.
In,
maybe at home.
Yeoman, maybe.
When they played back in 23, and
backup quarterback.
And they had that game was competitive, 37-20.
No, it was very competitive.
There was one bad turnover for Tulane, deep after they had a touchdown taken off the board on a replay. They were right there in that game. They were not right there in either one of these games. They weren't close in either one of these games.
As far as that is concerned, being Kiffin on the sideline for the first one, non-competitive. This one, non-competitive. That's the same. But I'm talking about the clean execution, big one. It was more of a product of they just dominated up front instead of this really sharp play design sequencing and creating spots to match up situations.
So while we're talking about these mismatches and the future of the college football playoff, which we're going to find out in January what this looks like going forward, if you are an underdog of the magnitude of a James Madison, what is your mindset going in? At least for me, it would be, let me see what I can do to sustain some drives. Let me, as best as I can, keep the ball out of this explosive quarterback's hands. Let me do everything I can to keep that unit off the field, my offense on the field, so I dictate tempo, I dictate the entire pace of the game. James Madison ran twice as many offensive plays in the first half as Oregon did, and were trailing 34-6. They ran twice as many plays.
That's another one. They had a little sustained. They moved the ball a little bit.
Three big drives. All field goals. They missed one of them. But
and when you're a big dog like that, a big underdog, you can't overcome those mistakes. You just can't.
And even if they had managed to get, let's say out of the 3 field goal drives, maybe they got a touchdown and 2 field goals instead of 2 field goals and missing a field goal. They're still going to lose. Now, they covered, okay, so if you had that angle, fine. But like the Tulane-Ole Miss game, they could play this game 50 times. Oregon's winning all 50. All 50.
Yes. First half, again, the angle there, and because of my concerns about they don't have to run it up now. They don't have to run it up. There's no committee to impress anymore.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how much you win. You just win. And when it's obviously that this game is secured, I mean, take your starters out. Don't get anybody hurt. So it's even more so taking off the gas motivation than during the regular season. We talked about it going in. We thought this was going to be bad. It was, if it could have been, it was worse than bad as far as Cinderella. I hope you enjoyed your stay because you might not get invaded back. We think it's going to be 1 instead of the 2. Charlie, I think it's closer to 0 than it is to 2.
Certainly.
And I think it's going to be a flip of the coin between 0 and 1 after this.
Who's the most respected voice in the media in college football right now?
Nick Saban said 0.
Saban.
You start your own bracket.
You think he came up with that on the spot, or you think that's something he's been thinking about?
He doesn't come up with anything on the spot.
Talking to people, influential people, when he speaks, everybody listens. If he's opining that on television, how many people, has he talked to Greg Sankey? Has he talked to Tony Panini? Has he talked to other influential ADs or whatever? Has he talked to other conference commissioners?
I don't know about as much as that, but I know.
I don't know if he's lobbying,
I know he talks to people that are associated with high resource, high expectation programs. That these teams, lesser teams, where they're putting a lot more interest and emphasis and resources behind them, and we're just going to give them something because we want to grow the game. We want to give them a character, a big prize for all the group of 5 teams. And he's like, screw that, man.
No.
I mean, I asked Notre Dame if they would have rather been there. Ask Texas if they would have rather been there. Ask Vanderbilt. And I know
Ask
Vanderbilt's
any
due to the
college
party.
football fan other than the ones at James Madison and Tulane diehards if they'd
Right.
have rather seen Ole Miss against
This is
Notre
cr-
Dame
this
and Oregon against Texas.
crap. To the point where we had in the most respected guy that does what we do in Kirk Herbstreit, he was just saying, no, it should be best and not best resume. Now, what kind of damn sense does that make? How are you going to schedule tough if we just like, don't worry about the games, just tell me who's better? But the games were so bad, and then when you put Alabama in ahead of Florida State, we got a much better game, and so like maybe as a point, you know. So it's but to just give an automatic, hey, if Tulane goes undefeated and they pulled off like Boise did that year and wins, beats a top 10 Oregon or beats a top 10 Georgia on their way or top 10 Virginia Tech, then yes, they deserve a seat at the table. TCU, when they're in the Mountain West Conference, they were undefeated. They were favored over the Big Ten champion in the Rose Bowl. These were real teams. They were good line of scrimmage teams. Not this year's Boise, that Boise team, that TCU team. If a team has that kind of season and schedules and knocks off one of the big ones, like you have to do, then okay. But the guarantee crap is done, bro. I mean, and it should be done. It should be done. Even though it's a tougher hill, and you're probably going to have to go play that game on the road. You got to do something. Give me one of these neutral site games. Boise played Virginia Tech in Landover, Maryland. They played Ole Miss in Georgia in Atlanta. They played Oregon home and away. I mean, so yes, if you're small school, you got to have one of those big boys and knock them off.
I've always been in favor of the
Cincinnati.
Cincinnati's another.
Cincinnati's a good example, but they didn't pan out to be that way. But it was Notre Dame and who, Charlie? It was Notre Dame. They beat Notre Dame outside of the American.
Yeah.
They beat Notre Dame, Wisconsin, or Nebraska,
or Illinois. One of those teams like that.
Yeah.
I've been long in favor of the 11-5, which is 5 AQs. That's essentially the 4 power conference champions and the best group of 5 champion, 1, and 11 at larges. I'm leaning towards. I'd rather just go with the 4 AQs, the 4 power conferences. And I understand Duke lost 5 times this year, but they won the ACC. Those 4 and 12, this is not going to happen, by the way, and 12 at-larges that they decide on. And if they do pull a Boise or Cincinnati or TCU back when they were not a power conference team, then fine, impress the committee and do that. But I don't want to watch these games anymore. I watch these games in September, and a lot of the times I watch these games begrudgingly in September because, well, we're ready for football, so just show me something. And they're sort of the appetizer to the conference main course. I don't want to watch these games. I want to watch the best, and I'm not getting that. Okay, I'm not getting that.
It's 21. Indiana had their COVID year where they had a great year with Michael Penix.
Yeah.
They scheduled them next year at Bloomington. So they went to Indiana and Notre Dame and beat them both. So neither of those schedules proved to be as tough, but they scheduled them early and they pulled them up. They deserve to be there. They didn't get embarrassed by Alabama in that game.
And so they would have made a 16-team playoff with 11 at-larges that year?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's fine. If we recognize that, if you do go up and have one of those games.
Guess what? Here's the thing. Here's the thing about all the teams I mentioned. I mean, minus Boise State, I guess, but TCU, they're in the Big 12 now. Cincinnati's in the Big 12 now.
Yeah.
Your group of 5 teams are even further down the chain, the food chain than ever before. You just can't give one of those away, man.
And that leaves us with one non-conference team to deal with, and that's Notre Dame. And this is why I am on the 16-team deal more than the 14-team deal. The 16-team playoff negates Notre Dame's automatic top 14 inclusion into the college football playoff. They start from scratch if they go to 16. Again, I think what the hissy fit that they pitched after this didn't do them any favors.
No, that hurts them.
And if they get into this room, they're like, okay, Notre Dame. And Notre Dame would have been in a college football playoff in a 5-11 format this year, unquestionably. Probably would have been a top 6 seed if you seed them 1 to 16. Notre Dame would have been somewhere between 5 and 8.
Oh, I know their power rating and point spread value is top 3 or 4.
Okay, so they would have been up at the top. No problem. You prove that, you're in. But we're not gonna give you any special consideration if your 9-3 doesn't look the same as Clemson's 9-3 or Texas Tech's 9-3 or whoever it happens to be in that particular year. Earn your way in with everybody
they just
else.
took another step forward to, even a less risky schedule.
Yeah, you took USC
I
off
mean,
the
and
schedule.
then
You
they
put in
drop.
BYU.
They lose in Michigan State, and USC, where they used to play every year.
Yeah, Michigan State been going a long time, and now USC's gone too, and Stanford stinks. There were games.
And they cherry picked the ACC, which is the weakest conference. I mean, so no, it's a but they bragged, they beat their chest, said they're not playing any FCS teams.
No,
well, that's great.
Okay, well it helps.
But
their argument is we had. Outside of our ACC schedule, we had 2 SEC teams on the schedule, and we had 2 Big Ten teams on the schedule. Problem with that is they had the worst SEC team and the worst Big Ten team included in that. So it looks good. But
3 teams winless in their conference on Notre Dame's schedule, and then you throw a couple of Stanfords in there and Navy. I mean, no, it's just.
We scheduled an SEC team. Who did you schedule? Arkansas was a record.
I love my boy Tim Murray, but I told him about this schedule before the season started. I said, man, this is weak, man. This is weak.
We're brought to you by the Thibodeau Store, the Pierre Part Store, now in LaRose and Lockport, too. Listen, we're getting close to Christmas. You need deals for Dad. Same-day pickup. Going to be a little late for delivery now, but same-day pickup on everything that is on the website. Big deals on Milwaukee tools right now, as well as Channel Lock tool kits. All of the top brands on the website are represented. Tool storage, cordless power tools, outdoor cooking, outdoor power equipment, patio furniture, and gift cards. If you don't know quite what to get, pick up a gift card from the Thibodeau Store. It's good at all 4 of the properties. And by the way, you go to thethibodeaustore.com. You can get to all 4 of the property websites on that particular site. 900 St. Patrick Highway in Thibodeau. Lots of fishing gear, Cypress furniture, some unique items from the Thibodeau Store and the Pierre Part Store. Now part of the empire, the LaRose and Lockport, the entire Bayou Parish area.
Last minute shopping, you listening, you don't normally listen, you're usually in school or something like that. You got a little holiday schedule. Your dad likes to do outdoor cooking, likes to mess around with it. Man, it's a gift card or, go down there and load him up, man. Tell him what your dad likes to do. Man, he likes to work on this, work on that, whatever. Oh, look, he might like this. All kinds of gadgets, tools, fun stuff, cooking equipment, you name it, at these places, man. It's a great idea for Dad for Christmas gifts.
Live at Chris's Specialty Foods, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
The Pierre Part Store, and now the Thibodeau Store, your local experts in construction supplies. They can handle your contractor supplies for all jobs, big and small. The extensive selection of plumbing, electrical, and hardware supplies are endless, and they can even deliver it to your job site. If you need lumber, no problem. Available for pickup and delivery from Pierre Part. Top-notch tools and expert advice, it's local service. From the Thibodeau Store, 900 St. Patrick Highway in Thibodeau, and online at thibodeaustore.com.
With all of the financial headlines, are you worried if your retirement savings will last? The market's ups and downs can keep you guessing, especially if you're approaching retirement or considering it. If you have more questions and answers about what's next, let's work together to help ensure you're prepared for your journey. After all, retirement isn't the end of the trek, it's a new beginning. Stop by your local Edward Jones advisor. Text Morris on Jefferson. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Get Moss Max and less tax during happy hour at Modesto. Join us Tuesday through Friday, 2 to 6 p.m. for $10 20-ounce margaritas and Dip Trio with $5 drink specials and $6 seasonal cocktails. Eat Modesto, 3930 Burbank Drive.
Pizza that's true to its hand-tossed wood-fried tradition. Roca Pizzeria is heating up its new half-off happy hour, Monday through Fridays, 3 to 6 p.m. Come enjoy 50% off margarita, pepperoni, or cheese, craft cocktails, wine by the glass, and draft beer. Roca Pizzeria, 3897 Government.
Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better. They even have a healthy low glycemic rice, a great great option for diabetics and those who have high insulin resistance. Supreme Rice is proud to be part of the Climate Smart program, which promotes water conservation and reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more information and great recipes, find them online at supremerice.com.
The Grand Bayou Casino, conveniently located off I-10 at exit 139 in Gross-Ted, offers the latest video poker machines 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Got a great staff at the Grand Bayou Casino. Our inviting staff will greet you with complimentary coffee and sodas as you enjoy listening to the curated tunes in our comfortable seating. Make the trip to the Grand Bayou Casino, where players are welcome. The Grand Bayou Casino, I-10 at the Gross-Ted exit. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-877-770-STOP. The Grand Bayou Casino.
This is Charles Henniger for Home Bank. If you're tired of the impersonal, one-size-fits-all style of banking, you deserve a bank that delivers exceptional service and personalized attention to your needs. That's the Home Bank standard. Since 1908, Home Bank has been a trusted financial partner for your businesses and families because they go the extra mile to help you reach your goals. See for yourself why Home Bank is good for business and good for life. Stop by any South Louisiana, Houston, or Natchez area location or find out more at home24bank.com. Home Bank, member FDIC.
Get the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge mobile app powered by Bayou Ford and tap the microphone icon to send us your thoughts in an audio message. Your message could be played on air. Find our app in the Apple or Google Play Store. For direct links, visit 1045ESPN.com. Tigers, Saints, Southeastern Conference. All in one place. LouisianaSports.net. No paywalls, no article limits. It's just the coverage the Louisiana sports fans want. Bookmark it today. LouisianaSports.net. Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports. And it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions. Just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net. 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny. Live from Chris's Specialty Foods on Highland Road.
And return here at Chris's. We also brought to you by Coastal Capital Advisors, your one-stop full-service financial advisor. No two situations in retirement are alike. So do what we did, which is sit down with Phil Fontenot and his staff and work out a plan for you that makes sense, no matter where you are in life, no matter your age, no matter what your income level is, something that makes sense for you so you can have that peace of mind heading into retirement. Build that lifetime relationship with Coastal Capital Advisors. CoastalCapitalADV.com. Set up an appointment, and as we start the new year, start off on the right financial foot with Coastal Capital Advisors. CoastalCapitalADV.com, member FINRA, SIPC. Yesterday in the NFL, a couple of real eye openers. I thought, none of which maybe as much as Jacksonville, who went into Denver, who had not lost since September, and really kind of handled them. Right now, Trevor Lawrence is playing the best football of his career. Last 6 games, 16 passing touchdowns, 2 rushing touchdowns. He's got 26 touchdowns for the year, and he had 4 against what's still a pretty good defense, right, Jimmy? Maybe not as good as they were in September, but still a pretty good defense. And they go to Mile High, whatever they call it. They go in there, and they really kind of, I thought, handled Denver yesterday.
He has used his legs. He threw for 3, but yeah, he rushed for another one. And he's kind of picking the right spots. You wouldn't know if he was just a disappointment or, you want to, trying to create excuses as far as no continuity within, who's coaching him. And it's a combination of a head coach and your quarterbacks and offensive coordinator. It's been a revolving door. I mean, throw Urban Meyer's nonsense right in the middle of that. And it's just just horrendous.
A real setback, by the way.
Yeah, but
for
I mean, the last 4 games, he's thrown 12 touchdowns and no interceptions. And his yards are up. His yards per attempt are up. And he's just really putting together some really strong games. he had that comeback game on Monday Night Football earlier in the year against Kansas City, where they had the lead, but then they fell behind, and he engineered an unbelievable game-winning drive at the end. That was actually on his birthday that night. But they just kind of feasted on. Okay, they're playing Tennessee, and then the Colts, and then so they kind of like the Jets. Where he had 5 touchdowns. The Jets are not good, and especially with Cook playing now. Denver is not as good as they were. They're not playing as good as they were on defense. But I think that, and Max would always say, yeah, I don't know about Lawrence. I don't know about Lawrence, and it was this and that. And I'm like, would you move on? Would you move on? And, well, they just gave him a big contract a year or two ago.
Yeah.
And so they're committed. But even if you couldn't make a move or a trade or something, man, he's got all the measurables, and you're just waiting for him. You want more. You want more. He sails some balls too often for a guy. For guys that you're trying to put in his measurable category. He's not making right decisions here. But now he is in a groove, and it takes a little time. And like the last month or so is when the better coached teams are starting to show signs, whether it's in individual performances, as a team, just more competitive, or flat-out wins and losses. And, Lim Cohn, he's getting it done. I mean, you can't help but, Bryce Young, he seems like he's got the right guy in Charlotte. And they're totally different, players. This guy's got all the measurables in the world, and Bryce Young doesn't have any, but he was just a very good quarterback. But they're both playing way better. And we saw them for multiple years and saw them say, like, man, we don't know about these guys. But Canales, and does Baker Mayfield miss Canales?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, so
they throw the ball so low down the field. I'm starting to wonder if he's hurt.
I mean, look, you should definitely have a better year as a second-year starter, and that's a tricky one in Chicago right now with Caleb Williams. But is he not better? He is.
Yes.
Without a doubt.
Here's the other thing that was impressive to me about Jacksonville's win when I got a chance to go back and look at it again this morning, kind of the extended, the abbreviated game. Jacoby Myers has helped since he's come over from the Raiders. He's a very good receiver. He is not what I would call an elite receiver. He doesn't have Jamar Chase or Justin Jefferson or C.D. Lamb or, Puka Nacua or Smith and Jigba. Parker Washington yesterday, a 5'10", 6th-round pick out of Penn State, who's kind of been a journeyman for a couple of years, has 145 yards yesterday against that Broncos secondary. This is the tide lifting all ships, right? If you can make guys, you go win with guys like that. No offense to the guy. I mean, he's been in the league a few years, but he's not a star. He was a star yesterday, and when you don't have elite talent all the way around you, his skill position guys have been very.
Thomas.
There's some talent
Thomas
there,
is an elite, talent. Okay.
Too many drops.
Well. Early in the season, yes.
Yeah.
Not lately. He's making highlight catches. He's making some highlight catches, and so
he's a talent. I like him. I would like to see him be a little bit more consistent, but okay.
Well, yeah, but these things are kind of coming together all at the same point.
Yeah.
He's not as dependent on him. He is going to other guys. The field is opening up to him, but he's also, when he's throwing it, Charlie, he's making some catches that, like, if he doesn't make, no big deal. No, he's coming down with him, and he can make that. He's an elite talent. Is he an elite player? We'll see.
Not yet, but he could be.
Yes. But he has improved the last month or so, like Lawrence has. And I'm going to tell you, we hadn't seen it before and after as far as the coach's impact on a quarterback. There's no way Bo Nix would be as good as he is without Sean Payton. There's no way. No way to prove it.
Payton fixes a lot of stuff.
Yeah, and even in the loss yesterday, he put him in some good positions. And Nix was fine yesterday. It wasn't him. That defense is giving up a little bit more yardage and not producing turnovers. He pulled the plug. He's getting better play out of the Knicks. But that defense has dipped, considerably. They were dominant, man.
The other one is New England last night, and Drake May continues to probably won't win the MVP, but man,
another spot where he's got to play at a pretty high level to get his team over the hump. I mean, that
two scores down.
2 scores down on the road against a team that needs it, against a team that is an organization that is unbelievable. What is the deal with Derrick Henry? I mean, I'm on the Patriots. I'm on the Patriots. They're starting to lean on him. When is he more effective? As the game gets deeper, okay? And he's leaning on them, and they go up 11. Now, New England goes down the field, makes some throws. They get the 2-point conversion. They cut it to 3. And then no Derrick Henry? And then you take the lead again and still no Derrick Henry?
I didn't buy Harbaugh's explanation.
I didn't see what Harbaugh had to say because nothing justifies him just disappearing like that.
Well, I'm looking for
They showed him on the bench, looking like, what the hell is going on?
I'm looking for the exact quote. I don't have it, but I'll paraphrase for you, which was, well, that's where we were in our rotation. Would I have liked to have had him on the field? Yeah, maybe we should have done that.
That'll get you fired.
Well,
even with his track record, that will get you fired. That kind
of
explanation.
Lying, Jimmy. There's when Henry fumbled again in that game, I think that Buffalo game from early in the season, when Henry fumbled twice and they lost that game that they were ahead in, I think he didn't trust him. As hard as that is to believe, but this is another key fumble in a key spot. I don't think it was a mistake. John Harbaugh's too good a coach.
I got New England.
I did too.
And I'm glad he wasn't in the game.
Absolutely. But
okay.
that is my opinion.
Okay.
John Harbaugh's too good a coach not to know that Derrick Henry's not in the game. And if he's not in the game on the first play, you could damn sure get him in there on the second. I think he did it on purpose. No way to prove it, but I think he was covering for the guy because I'm not sure he trusts him in that spot anymore. Could be wrong.
Well, that's part of your input on a rotation is that you think that maybe when a team's down and they don't think they're going to stop them, they're just going to be punching out with the ball.
Yeah.
Okay? So, but I'm glad he did.
Derrick Henry is a Hall of Fame back and as dependable as it gets. But this year, he's had some ball security issues, and I don't think it was a mistake.
There's a little bit of chirping on Harbaugh.
There's a little like Tomlin light. Like, you've been here a long time, but it's been a minute since you got us to the Super Bowl.
Well,
you win most of your games.
No. Your overall record is very good. You getting us to the playoffs has been very good. But he's won 1.
Yeah.
And how many times have they lost as a betting favorite?
Oh, they had home field advantage at least twice in the playoffs.
They're favored at Buffalo
last
year. They lost.
All right, okay.
Yeah. I mean,
I remember the
higher
home,
seed.
The home loss.
Of course,
to
they lost
City.
to Tennessee.
And Kansas
City.
City.
Of course, Kansas City. They were favored. I mean, he has had he's been upset a few times. And both the organizations are the most stable organizations in the league.
Yeah.
They're 1 and 2. I mean, I guess Kansas City. But I think that's more just this special run. Their runs have been with multiple coaches and multiple quarterbacks, and not just dependent on a first ballot Hall of Fame.
I'll throw the Packers in there too, but yeah, that over the last 25 years.
Yes, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah. So don't forget our friends Dana Brown at the law offices of O.C. Brown, your law office for a lifetime, my law office for a lifetime, Charlie's law office for a lifetime. 343-1111. And OCBrown.com. Great staff over Mr. David Connican, Miss Susan Brown, Mr. Chris Perrette, Mr. Dana, Miss Patty, all the staff over at the law offices of O.C. Brown wants to wish you and yours a very Merry Christmas, Happy New Year during this holiday season. And if something does go sideways during the holidays, you know to give us a call or go straight to the website and let us know what is going on. You need that initial consultation to figure things out? No problem. Call us up or go to the website. It's easy to schedule it online or with simply a phone call. Dana Brown at the law offices of O.C. Brown, my law firm for a lifetime, 343-1111 at OCBrown.com.
Live at Chris's Specialty Foods, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better. They even have a healthy low glycemic rice, a great option for diabetics and those who have high insulin resistance. Supreme Rice is proud to be part of the Climate Smart program, which promotes water conservation and reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more information and great recipes, find them online at supremerice.com.
This hour of Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny is brought to you by Dana Brown at the law offices of O.C. Brown, 343-1111 and ocbrown.com. Roto-Rooter for all your plumbing needs, 925-8710. Supreme Rice, grown, milled, processed in Louisiana since 1936. United Community Bank, the local way to bank big. Tex Morris at Edward Jones Investments on Jefferson Highway, 928-8659. Total Maintenance, your one-stop shop for AC, electrical, generators, and plumbing. Service today, every day for Total Maintenance and Coastal Capital Advisors. Markets evolve. We adapt. Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports. And it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions. Just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net. The Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny Restaurant Club. Sammy's Grill on Highland Road. A hometown favorite for tailgating and watching LSU games since 1988. Snow Seafood and Steak for over 50 years on Airline, Highway, and Highway 74 in Gonzales. Dozy Place for hand-cut steaks on Government Street and Mid-City. Louis Cafe, a Baton Rouge landmark since 1941. Just outside the north gates of LSU. Fin Bomb, sushi, burrito, poke, ramen at Burbank and Lee.
Have you been arrested or even issued a traffic ticket? Everyone makes mistakes. Hi, I'm Dana Brown from the law offices of O.C. Brown. If you find yourself in an unfortunate situation with the law, call us today, and we can help you resolve your problem, whether it's just a traffic matter or something more serious. No criminal matter is too big or too small for us to aggressively and effectively represent you. Before making any decisions, call us at 225-343-1111 for your free consultation. You can also visit us at ocbrown.com. The law offices of O.C. Brown, your law firm for a lifetime.
Now, everybody's been to Louis Cafe by campus. Heck, it's been around since over 80 years now. We're still doing delicious omelets like the Mitchell, cheesy grits, Big Cheesy Lou, and those Louis Original Cajun hash browns. We now offer a pickup window. Just call in your order at 346-8221. Give us 15 or 20 minutes. We'll have it ready for you. Our hours are now 6:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m., 7 days a week. So next time you visit campus, make it a point to stop by and visit an old friend. Louis Cafe, just outside the north gates of LSU.
This is Charles Hanniger for Coastal Capital Advisors, your full-service financial planners. When it comes to retirement, there are no two situations alike. So Coastal Capital Advisors will work with you, your business partners, your legal team, and tax professionals to make sure those goals are achieved. Coastal Capital Advisors will work for you. I know, because they work for me. For more information, contact Philip Fontenot and his great staff at 337-981-1376 or online at coastalcapitaladv.com. Advisory services provided by New Age Advisors, LLC, doing business as Coastal Capital Advisors as a registered investment advisor. Securities offered through New Edge Securities, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC.
Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports. And it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions. Just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net. Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny. Live from Chris's Specialty Foods on Highland Road.
So, Charlie, let me ask you a follow-up on what we were talking about, and that is of these young quarterbacks, these second-year quarterbacks, or these quarterbacks that are, and we talk about Nix, Caleb Williams, and May, and then a guy like Trevor Lawrence. Is Lawrence breaking through, or he's just having a great stretch right now? I mean, remember, his highest note was right after his lowest point, where he threw for 4 touchdowns in the second half to lead that comeback in the playoffs against the Chargers. But they put him in a hole because he threw 4 interceptions in the first half. So, of those quarterbacks, are they on their way to having really, really good NFL careers?
I believe that Trevor Lawrence is a top 10 to 12 quarterback in the league. We had a long discussion yesterday with some friends at the sports book about where Lawrence, in fact, longer than I wanted to, talk about exactly where he fits, to talk about a top 12 quarterback. That's what I think he is right now. I think he's breaking through. I think he's an upper echelon guy. I've got him at the worst. I've got him in the middle of Group 2. and I think he could be better than that.
I think he's going to be a little higher than that, Charlie. He's playing at a high level, and I think he's just you got the guy that keep in mind because of he's got some measurables that a lot of people don't have.
Yeah.
The one thing we don't think about him, it's a big son of a gun, man. He is a load, man. I mean, he can run and take a little pounding, and he's really doing a good job of, I mean, remember that one where he's trying to still figure it out, and they cheap shotted him up high and knocked him out for I don't know a month or so. I mean, it's when his team needs it. It's on a conversion down. It's not unnecessary. Like Jackson Dart's got to figure out, and Jaden Daniels has to figure out. It just seems like his decision, all of these measurables are kind of all moving in the right direction. I think he's got to be a chance. He's on his way to being a top 5 quarterback in the league.
I agree. I'm a sucker for a guy who's got all the measurables and has the right off the field demeanor, work ethic, all those things. And when you have those two things that are put together and it doesn't work, I'm really tempted to look at the organization. I feel the same way about Justin Herbert, okay? I think Herbert's got every bit the physical ability that Lawrence does, if not maybe even a little bit more in some cases. But until Jim Harbaugh got there, that was a mess. And now I feel the same way about Lawrence. If you have work ethic plus talent, then what's not there? The supporting cast, whether that be other players or coaches.
Is it the thing about Herbert? He does nothing wrong. The guy stayed an extra year at Oregon because he wanted to be like a grad assistant or a teaching TA.
Chemistry major or something like that?
Something like that. I forgot exactly what it was, but it was, like geography or something. I mean, something a real one. Not like what, I don't know if you saw Trey Jamblis in his studio show say, well, man, you came from Ferris State. How'd you get everything? Ole Miss made it happen.
I didn't see that, but okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, Mark Kiffin and Ole Miss made it happen. I'll tell you about that administrative support, Charlie. But anyway, I just don't know if he, growing up in Oregon, staying at the hometown team, Oregon, they're just happy to be in the games. I mean, it's not like growing up in Georgia and playing in the South. And it just, people said, just football, how much does it really matter to Herbert? Mm-hmm. They won the game at the end. He had like kind of a puzzling expression. He's done everything right. But I just wonder if he's got that football dog, that life or death type of stuff when the game's on the line. Because his numbers have dipped in the fourth quarter. We could try, but one of the fourth quarters when these games are being won and lost, and they've had their fair share of tough losses along the way with the Chargers. Now he's got a better coach, and he's going to bring. If there's a guy that needs to bring out that that he's going to care about football, well, it's Harbaugh. Even in his unorthodox approach and his weird ways, look, he's going to win games.
They're not the Bengals, but they have been a notoriously cheap organization. Ask our good friend Jacob Hester. Okay, they've been a notoriously frugal organization, but they've opened up the purse strings just enough to secure a coach, just enough to secure a quarterback. And since they got to piggyback on Kroenke Stadium out there, maybe they don't have a home field advantage, but at least they've got a revenue producer.
So the and then we'll throw in Daniels this year, but the ones that are second year, Nix, Daniels, Williams, and May, who's going to have the best career?
Well, right now,
and last year you've obviously, because of Rookie of the Year, we go said Jaden Daniels.
Right now, you'd have to say Drake May.
I'm with you.
Looks the best out of all of them. Now, I did look this up on Jaden Daniels. They have had 9 starters for Washington miss at least 7 games. That's 41% of your starters missing at least 41% of your games. That's a lot, man. Mm-hmm. And he's been beat up as well. But I can't tell you that May hasn't surpassed him this year because he has.
Oh, yeah, he has.
Now, if everybody's healthy and everybody comes back next year, is it more of a what? Probably. But this second, you can't not say Drake May over Daniels. And Williams is coming, man. That looks like another formidable pair, coach and quarterback. They've come a long way in 3 months.
He's come a long way. He's trying to get in where, no, be comfortable about, Okay to take a sack every now and then. Don't run straight back, but we also don't want to take away your elusiveness and your ability to buy that extra couple seconds, which your big plays will come in because you can you can throw off platform and make some throws arm only on the move. I mean, and May is deceptively athletic, huh?
He comes from an
he's
athletic
got good
family.
I don't think he has a ton of shake, but he's got speed.
I mean, we talked about the family. Everybody in the
Oh
family
he's
is an athlete,
and he's the baby, and he got roughed up a little bit. He's the one that's supposed to be that good.
I was wrong on him because coming into the draft, I said, look, he's got all the measurables, athletic family, the whole thing, but he just doesn't seem to have that it factor, that ability to make the play when he's at North Carolina. He does now. Okay, I was wrong. Missed on that.
And
Kudos
rarely
to
do
him.
you not make the plays in college, but you start making the plays at the
Yeah.
pros.
You get with again. You got a coach that trusts in you. If you're the New York Giants and you're trying to find the answer, don't you have to go find a quarterback guy, somebody that can get with Jackson Dart? I mean, I realize it's an interim situation yesterday, but they ran the ball 17 times in a row. You want to talk? What was that game that Michigan didn't trust the quarterback? Didn't trust
Penn State
McCarthy.
game when
Penn State,
Harbaugh
yeah.
was in the,
when Harbaugh was in the hotel.
in the hotel.
Yeah, I don't remember how many times they ran it in a row.
Texas Sharon said, "Shut it down. This team has no chance with this quarterback of driving the field."
Sharon took it to heart because all they did was run the ball. But I don't even know if even that day, I don't know if they ran it 17 times in a row. Go find me a coach.
Who was that again?
Coach it. That was the Giants yesterday against Minnesota. 17 times to open the ball game.
That's like putting him on the shelf. Like
really,
if he can't protect himself, we're just gonna make him hand the ball off.
I mean, this is from 0-0.
I know.
17 times. Come on.
Well, didn't it look like a game 13-10 or 16-13? That
16, yeah.
That looked like they were ready to get in and out of there.
Yes. Very.
So I mean, you don't want to sit him, but you can do the next closest thing, and reduce the amount of time. I tell you what, we did McCarthy. Still, he's another one that he's a second-year guy that's got a long way to go, because he's missed so much time. He missed a whole season.
Yeah,
they didn't really. But
I'm starting to feel about him.
I'm
from
worried.
an injury standpoint, it was like Burrow. Okay, and I'm sorry, but Joe's had like 4 or 5 different things. It was the wrist, it was the knee, it was the appendix bursting or whatever it was. Okay, when you've had 4 or 5 different things, now I gotta worry about this a little bit more than if you just had one knee injury or one shoulder injury.
McCarthy's got a chance, but he's got to be careful. Because he's got legs too, and he can make a play with his legs. Just not make a play every now and then. Don't make a living out of it. Nobody does.
Mr. Jefferson looks pretty frustrated over there, just watching the body language.
Saw the catch he had to make for one of his catches.
Yes, I can understand why Mr. Brosmer was not ever supposed
no,
to be the quarterback.
No, that guy. We don't. He's got no chance.
That wasn't in the plan.
No chance for Mr. Brosmer. That's where it is. Don't forget our schedule this week. We are working today and tomorrow. We'll be at Doe's Eat Place tomorrow on Government Street in Mid-City. But then Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and Friday as well. 24, 25, and 26, Charlie and I are taking the day off. We will be back at Football Sunday. We were over at the brand new Bally's in the DraftKings Sportsbook yesterday. We went back and forth between them and the Queen and enjoying the games yesterday. And this Sunday, yes, Football Sunday will be on the air. We'll be live from Caesars Sportsbook in downtown New Orleans. And don't forget our friends at Total Maintenance. Total Maintenance, now is the time where you can save up to $5,500. Up to $5,500 off select AC units. So thing is, we're not thinking about AC right now, but this is the time. If that unit is over 10 years old, if it was serviced over the summer, now's the time to call 480-1000, and we'll come out and give you a free evaluation, recommendations, and options on exactly what you need to be done, or what may be in your best interest as what path to pursue. Total Maintenance, again, $500 off select systems for AC.
Live at Chris's Specialty Foods, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
1950, Phil's Oyster Bar started on Government Street. The Gus Piazza took over in the 70s, and now his son Anthony has taken it to another level at the current location in South Downs. It's always been a Baton Rouge landmark. Seafood, oysters.
Say when.
It's rolling.
Join us for the Tuesday edition of Live at Lunch from Doe's Eat Place on Government Street in Mid-City. Andy Isco joins us from Las Vegas, and we do a holiday version of First Class, Second Class, No Class. Our last show before the break, Live at Lunch from Doe's, 11 a.m. Tuesday on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Sure, we want you to look again. For owners or renters, the Morris Insurance Group can help you all the way to the duck camp or the fishing boat. We also have policies on coastal properties, including flood insurance to let owners protect themselves in the event of damage. For your camps, boats and trailers, four-wheelers, ATVs, and tractors, get a quote today at morris-ig.com or call 225-201-0007.
Do you know what you would do if you were in a car wreck? It's easy to panic when you or someone you care about is hurt in an accident. Who will pay the medical bills? Who will pay the car repair? Who will deal with the insurance companies for you? Protect your rights. You need someone you can trust. Call the law offices of O.C. Brown at 343-1111. The law offices of O.C. Brown will handle everything for you. 343-1111 or online at ocbrown.com. We want to be your law firm for a lifetime.
Attention vehicle owners. Before you trade your transportation, let K&M Automotive give your vehicle a new lease on life with a remanufactured product from Jasper Engines and Transmissions. A Jasper remanufactured engine, transmission, or differential will extend your vehicle's life, giving you the extra cash to do the things you really enjoy. And Jasper offers a 3-year, 100,000-mile nationwide parts and labor warranty. K&M Automotive, 636-2875. That's K&M Automotive, Siegen near Perkins.
When it comes to celebrating life, there's no better place than Ruffino's. With locations in Baton Rouge and Lafayette, Ruffino's is a steak, seafood, and Italian-inspired restaurant that focuses on the celebration of life, regardless of the occasion. Whether it's the food they serve or the service they provide, their goal is to ensure a remarkable experience for their guests that is always remembered. To view our menu, visit ruffinosrestaurant.com. Ruffino's, where Louisiana comes to celebrate life.
Running a business can be difficult enough without the right relationship with your bank. With United Community Bank's local business bankers, you're not just a number, you're a partner. Contact Heath Meir, Nicole Glover, Hunter Creed, David Campbell, or David Henry to discuss how we can help your business today. United Community Bank, the local way to bank big. Locations from Baton Rouge to Golden Meadow. We've been serving the people of Southern Louisiana for over 60 years. United Community Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. With all of the financial headlines, are you worried if your retirement savings will last? The market's ups and downs can keep you guessing, especially if you're approaching retirement or considering it. If you have more questions and answers about what's next, let's work together to help ensure you're prepared for your journey. After all, retirement isn't the end of the trek, it's a new beginning. Stop by your local Edward Jones advisor. Text Morris on Jefferson. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Get the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge mobile app powered by Bayou Ford and tap the microphone icon to send us your thoughts in an audio message. Your message could be played on air. Find our app in the Apple or Google Play Store. For direct links, visit 1045ESPN.com. Tigers, Saints, Southeastern Conference. All in one place. LouisianaSports.net. No paywalls, no article limits. It's just the coverage the Louisiana sports fans want. Bookmark it today. LouisianaSports.net. Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny. Live from Chris's Specialty Foods on Highland Road.
Lane Kiffin putting the finishing touches on his first coaching staff at LSU. Over the weekend, multiple reports. Running backs coach Kevin Smith will be joining him from Ole Miss. And Sterling Lucas, defensive line coach at South Carolina, it looks like he's headed to Baton Rouge. So on the offensive side, Charlie Weiss Jr. is the OC. Eric Wolford from Kentucky is the O-line coach. Smith, along with Joe Cox, tight ends coach, and George McDonald, wide receivers coach, coming over from Ole Miss. Blake Baker is a defensive coordinator. Kevin Peoples staying as your edge defensive line coach. Corey Raymond coaching the corners. Jake Olson coaching the safeties. Sterling Lucas coaching on the interior of the defensive line. That's what we got to this point. None of this is official yet as being announced by LSU, but pretty much all of this stuff has been done. I should say Dane Stevens is a quarterback's coach as well. Looks like all that's going to shake out. So Lane Kiffin doing work, and coaches shuffling back and forth between here and Oxford for at least another 8 to 10 days. Monday Night Football, Colts and the Niners, Indianapolis trying to hang on in the playoff race. They would be one behind the Texans if they were to win tonight. San Francisco has clinched their spot in the NFC. Line's 5.5. Jimmy, you got an opinion on tonight's game?
It's hard for me not to go with the home dog here, even though you sure limited. I mean, he can't throw the ball downfield. It's really, I mean, it's shame on San Francisco if they just don't put everybody up. But I mean, he kept them in the game. They were right there with Seattle in a tough spot. So, the home dog. So, going to take the Wazoo Cougars in this afternoon game, and that's getting ready to kick off right now in college football.
Thanks to our friends here at Chris's Specialty Foods for being our host all throughout the fall. Looking forward to continuing our relationship with them, and they can help you out with your Christmas gifts here coming in before the holiday. For Jordan back in the studio, for Jimmy Adam, Charles Hanniger saying thank you and good afternoon. Stay tuned for Hunt Palmer on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Congratulations are in order for one of my favorite.
All right, y'all have a good one.
Okay, you too,
Thank
Jordan.
you, Jordan. Appreciate it.